I think I'm live. This is a big old test with technology because I've never shared my screen before in this method. So let me just try and jump on my phone so that I can see your comments if you're with me. Let me check that I am live, although we all know what my temperamental internet can be like. Boo, boo, boo. But today, I appreciate that this is Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop that I'm currently working on. But there are free versions of this. I have listed them in the description above. Let me just... I can't see comments, guys, I'm afraid, but please let me know if you're here. As always, I will go through them at the end. I'm just trying to jump on the group on the DPL Fashion Studio on my phone. There we are. Okay, I see us. We're good. I need to just mute myself so that I don't have that reverberating in my ears. Right, okay, let's jump to it then. So, hopefully you can see my jacket here. Do you remember this design? This was used in our scale and proportion workshop. That was a really fun time that we had. And what I'm going to show you through today is how I use Photoshop to enhance my designs. This is one technique and it's very basic and very simple. What I have here is just the hand-drawn sketch scanned into the computer, and I've uploaded it, called jacket. I've uploaded, even though it's more of a coat, but either way, I've uploaded it in Photoshop, and I haven't done anything to it as of yet. So I'm going to just breeze through this. As you know, these workshops are always short and sweet, and I'm just going to show you a really basic design technique that I use to digitally enhance my work. So once you've scanned in your sketch and you've uploaded it to the software, again, I have listed free versions in the video description, so go and have a look. I haven't used them myself, so I can't vouch for them, but I think it was PhotoWorks, Krita, Photo Pro or something like that, so just have a look. I have uploaded it into here, and let me make sure I can see your comments. And what I want to do is, firstly, I think I want to straighten him up, or her up, whatever. So I'm just going to click the crop tool to the left there. This is going to be very interesting. I've never really done a tutorial before on Photoshop. So I've just clicked the crop tool by here to straighten him up and, of course, crop him. I think I'm going to also center him as well. Now, before we get started, we want to make sure that the white on this picture is as bright as it can be and that the pen line is as dark as it can be. So I'm going to come up here and click adjustments, image, adjustments, brightness and contrast. And usually there's no kind of method behind this. This is just a bit of experience. I drop the brightness down so that we can darken these lines, and I drag the contrast right up to 100. And then you might want to do that a couple of times just to make sure that we're really making it kind of stark contrast, as different as it can be. And then I'm just going to unclick that crop tool there so that we can get rid of it. And I'm either going to click Control L, L for... Anyone good with the phonetic alphabet? Let me know in the comments. L for love. Let's be nice and positive with this. Or you can go back to image, adjustments, levels. On a MacBook or an Apple, that would be Command and L instead of Control. And then if you see this little eyedropper tool over here with the white in it, I'm going to click that and select the white on the page. Now if I go to these dark bits that I don't want, and I can click around and lighten the page just so that the whites are as white as I can get it. There we go. See how that has changed it and just picked up all the white, so it's as contrast as we can have it, and the black still remains. I'm then going to get rid of that, and once I'm happy with the outline and that this is as clear as I want it, as I can get it, I'm then going to come over to here and double click to release the security lock that you saw by here. because that just means that the layer itself is locked and we can't really play around with it, which we obviously want to do. So I've just double clicked on that. The next step is to use your wand tool, your magic wand tool. As you can see here, a shortcut on the keyboard would be the letter W. And I'm just going to click that and I'm going to select the image. And you can see that it selects all of the white on this image. Now, I can either go here and click select all, or I can also click Control A, and that is going to select the whole image. I'm then going to click Control X, X for xylophone, and that is going to copy it but also delete it. That's going to cut it away. I'm then going to click Q on the keyboard for Quebec, which, as you see over here, it's just turned this layer red. We've just made a quick mask. That's what we've done there. And I'm just going to paste that in, so Control V. And you can see that my outline of the jacket has now been pasted in red. I'm then going to click Control I, which inverts the image because we want to be operating with the line drawing only. Click Q again on the keyboard and it will get rid of the quick mask, and you are left with these lines that highlight where you have selected. I'm then going to come over to Edit. I'm then going to click Fill, and I'm going to fill that with black. Now, if you click Select, Deselect, or Control D, you are going to be able to see that we now just have the line of our jacket, and we have separated that from the page which it was drawn upon and scanned into. So this, in terms of digital design, is now a really nice, easy to work with outline of our design. I'm then going to come down here and create a new layer. You can click Control N, I think, for that, or maybe not. Anyway, click Create a New Layer. If I double click layer 0 here and name that line, this is the line drawing that we've just had. It's quite hard to get hold of with the mouse because it's so fine. And then this one here is layer 1. If I come up to layer, new, background from layer, we now look as though we're back to where we started. But the difference is we can move our drawing and our sketch around the page. It's not one kind of flat image. We now have a lot of movement to play around with our design. If I create a new layer again, I hope you guys are with me. I appreciate I might be blasting through this. If I create a new layer again and name this color, I can then take my brush tool, select a color here, and between the line and the background, you'll be able to see me color in my design. I mean, obviously not very neatly here, but I'm just kind of showing you that because this color layer is sandwiched between the background layer and the line layer, we're coloring on top of the white, and yet we're not coloring over the line layer. Now, if I move this line layer down, you can see that the color is over the line. Same as if I move the background to the top. You'd have to unclick that to move it. But if you move the background to the top, then obviously that covers all of the alternative layers that we want. So you can rearrange your layers to get the effect that you're after. Another thing you can do, if I just untick this eye here, that makes the color disappear. And if I wanted to rework my design at all, you can come over to the eraser tool, or you can click E for eraser. That one's a nice easy one to remember for once. And you can start to remove the line there. But if I've just got the line layer selected and I'm using the eraser tool, then it won't erase my color underneath. It just erases the layer that I have selected. So I appreciate that might be a little bit advanced. I appreciate that that might be a little bit more of an advanced tutorial than what we used to. We've covered a lot of the basics in the Fashion Studio, but I was just hoping to kind of give you an insight into alternative design techniques that I myself use. If I'm presenting something to a client or I'm doing a bit of portfolio work, then this is the kind of method I use after hand drawing my designs. So what I'm going to do, for those of you who aren't a member of the Digital Pattern Library Fashion Studio, head over there now and join us, and I will write up step by step, because I understand that saying select hue, select layer, select whatever, for someone who might not even understand Photoshop basics, might have been a bit of an overwhelm to take in. But I'm going to write this up in step-by-step process over in the Fashion Studio. You'll find it in the unit section to accompany this video. And then any questions that you have, I'm always on hand, and you can ask me how this would work for you, how to get the most out of it, and how to advance your design work. I really hope that you have found this useful, guys. I know it is a bit different to what we usually cover, but we really are all about encompassing the whole process from design through to pattern cutting, through to garment construction. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm getting very good at timing these videos. 10 minutes, just over. Short and sweet, packed full of value, this one is. Bit more advanced, but I really hope you enjoyed. So take care, guys. Any questions, come and find me in the Digital Pattern Library Fashion Studio, and I can't wait to see how your design work advances, how you develop your skills, and how we can grow on this journey together. Really looking forward to it, and take care.